Hey garden enthusiasts, today we're diving into the magical world of giant alliums, those stunning purple globes that seem to float above garden beds like nature's own art installation. If you've ever wondered how to grow these spectacular flowers, you're in for a treat. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to grow and care for these show-stopping blooms. Before we jump in, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to join our growing community of garden lovers. Every week, we bring you detailed guides just like this one to help you create your dream garden. Let's start with the basics. Giant alliums are actually members of the onion family, but don't let that fool you. These ornamental beauties produce massive spherical flower heads that can grow as big as a soccer ball. They're the perfect bridge between your spring bulbs and summer perennials, creating that wow factor that'll make your neighbors stop and stare. Now, let's talk about the perfect location for your alliums. These beauties are sun lovers, folks. They need at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily. Sure, they can handle some partial shade, but if you want those Instagram-worthy blooms, full sun is your best friend. Speaking of success, let's dig into soil preparation. And trust me, this part is crucial. Your alliums need well-draining soil with a pH between 5.5 and 7.0. Think of it like this. Allium bulbs are like your feet in wet socks. They hate staying wet. If your soil is heavy clay, mix in some organic matter to improve drainage. Here's something many gardeners get wrong. Timing. Planting these bulbs isn't a spring thing, my friends. Fall is your season. If you're in the northern zones, October or early November is your sweet spot. Southern gardeners aim for November or early December. The soil should be around 60 degrees Fahrenheit or cooler. Now, let's get those bulbs in the ground. Plant them 4 to 8 inches deep. That's measuring from the base of the bulb. Space them 6 to 8 inches apart for smaller varieties and 8 to 12 inches for the big boys. And please, please, please point the pointy end up. It's like trying to balance a cone. The pointed end always goes to the sky. Hey, quick break here. If you're loving this content, you'll definitely want to check out our website, cultivatecore.com, where we've published an in-depth article about growing giant alliums. And while you're there, why not explore our other gardening guides? They're packed with expert tips you won't find anywhere else. Container growers, I haven't forgotten about you. Yes, you can absolutely grow these beauties in pots. Just ensure your containers are deep enough with good drainage holes. Use high-quality potting mix. And if you're in zones 3 to 7, remember to provide winter protection. Let's talk maintenance. These aren't divas, but they do have some basic needs. During the growing season, water moderately when the soil feels dry. Once they're blooming, keep the moisture consistent. But here's a pro tip. During summer dormancy, cut back on watering significantly. Fertilizing is simple but strategic. Apply a balanced bulb fertilizer in early spring when shoots emerge. And give them a light feeding after blooming to support next year's growth. Avoid high nitrogen fertilizers. They're like giving sugar to kids. All leaf growth and no flowers. After flowering, resist the urge to tidy up too quickly. Let the foliage yellow completely before cutting it back. You can remove the spent flower heads, but honestly, they look amazing dried and add winter interest to your garden. Before we wrap up, if you're interested in expanding your flower garden, don't forget to check out our video on how to grow roses from seeds. You'll find it I button. There you have it, garden friends. Everything you need to know about growing these magnificent giant alliums. Remember, success with these beauties comes down to proper timing, good drainage, and a sunny spot. Give them these basics, and they'll reward you with spectacular blooms year after year. If you found this guide helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your gardening friends. Drop a comment below with your experience growing alliums. I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy gardening